All right. Good morning. What's going on? It's hump day. It is Wednesday. Hump day. Humpity hump hump. Holy crap. Very nice. Holy crap. Shout out here to MNQ in the Discord. It's his biggest day ever. Up of $803 here. Pre-market. Looks like he was trading AKTS, MBIO, and BNED, Barnes & Noble. You can take a look at AKTS. Seems like he made a nice, good amount there. So shout out to him, man. He's been very consistent, showing up every single day, putting in the work. And yeah, I remember meeting him a couple years ago, and he was really down in the dumps. He took a massive loss. Actually, the way I met this guy was I was waiting tables. So this is like 2 years ago. I was waiting tables, and just trying to make ends meet so I can continue trading. And I was at that point, I was only making like maybe $50 a day, $20 a day, very inconsistent. But yeah, I ended up waiting on him for lunch, and I saw him trading. He brought his computer into the restaurant and was trading. And I was like, "Hey man, what are you up to? What do you do? What do you trade?" Because I'm also a trader. I'm trying to become a trader. And yeah, he was telling me all about his trading strategy. He likes to focus on penny stocks, cheaper stocks. At that point, he was primarily trading stocks that were like kind of faded a little bit, and he wasn't really trading the front side of the move. He was just kind of looking for a reversal on these penny stocks. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I trade similar, but I usually trade over VWAP. I usually trade momentum on the front side. And since then, he's definitely been improving. And I got him to join the Discord, and we've been working together. And yeah, eventually, he just started to turn the corner. And at that time when I met him, I remember like meeting him, and like he was a couple times like he lost a lot of money. I think like in the tens of thousands, trading penny stocks. And yeah, he was down in the dumps, and definitely relate to him, because I mean I've had some pretty bad rips too. But he didn't give up, and he ended up turning the corner and making that money back. So shout out to MNQ, Mike. His name is Mike. He is in the Discord. Yeah, feel free to get involved in the Discord and ask him questions as well, if you're interested in learning how he trades stocks as well. I think he trades similar to me, maybe a longer hold time actually, but he does focus on cheaper stocks, the penny stocks. So AKTX, very nice front side. So I can see how he really got dialed in here. Massive move, about 230%. Yeah, up 230%, pretty decent so far. Let's check out if there's news. Let's see here. AKTS trading higher after the company reported floated the probability of bankruptcy after losing a lawsuit against Corvo. Okay, so that's actually negative news, right? It's trading higher after the company said that it has a probability of going bankrupt, and the stock is up fucking 230%, 250%. Interesting catalyst. I've never seen this before. I'm not sure, so the stock soars 200% pre-market amid bankruptcy fear after a $39 million lawsuit loss. And the stock is up 250%. This doesn't make sense. But you know what we know? Do you remember trading Hertz? Hertz was going bankrupt. And remember, this was the hot stock. This was a hot stock back in 2020, and it was going bankrupt. I don't even think it shows on the, it doesn't even go back that far. But yeah, Hertz was a massive runner here many times in 2020 and 2021 because of the news of going bankrupt. So it seems like on the news of going bankrupt, it can become a contender. And we also have seen this with BBBY. BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond, was also another mover, kind of like a meme stock. And this one's, you can't even look at the ticker anymore. But yeah, BBBY was another one that had news of going bankrupt, and it made a massive move. So I'm not sure exactly the psychology behind it or the setup. Maybe it's maybe large banks are trying to squeeze out any short sellers, because if they know the company's going bankrupt, they want to capture as many shares as possible. This could be the strategy that they're employing. They're going to want to maybe squeeze out all the short sellers that are currently in, so they can capture those shares short and then hold it to the bottom to bankruptcy. Maybe that's the psychology. Maybe that's the strategy behind companies that are going bankrupt. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm not sure if that's even true. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, bankruptcy plays were a decent play back in the day. Yeah, GME also had fears of going bankrupt. GME was interesting though, because of the amount of shares going short. The amount of shares going short was more than the shares outstanding, or the share of the float. So they were over leveraged to the short side, causing that massive move. So maybe that's the psychology behind it. But yeah, AKTS, decently high float. Okay, so let's see here. What else do we have? All right, here. All right, let's take a look here at the scan here. So we got AKTS. We were gonna check the float. I don't know. I got sidetracked. Slow morning, small green on MGOL. Yeah, MGOL is having continuation. BNED, Barnes and Noble. Is that? I think that's big float. Maybe. Let me take a look. So AKTS float is 93 million. So this is a massive float. So I'm not really sure if this is going to be decent. We have BNED. You can take a look here at BNED. Let's take a look at the float. Go to ownership, 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 ownership. 46 million. So another big float. However, yeah, it's a pretty big float here. Maybe Barnes and Noble. To be honest, I have no idea. Let's see. Let's check out the float percentage. Or the short interest was what I'm looking at here for BNED. Maybe it's moving and could have potential high short interest. Short interest, 2 million shares. Short. It's not really that much. For a 40 million share float, it's not that much. SYTA maybe. 2 cent, 3 cent spread. Sub 1 million share float. I want to keep an eye on this one. Sub 1 million share float. Let's take a look at the news. Expands. Sayata Mobile expands SD7 rollout at Baha Mar Resort. Announced expansion of its relationship with luxury resort property located in the Bahamas. Okay, so, as a catalyst, as a sub 1 million share float, we are up 65%. So, market's still warm because the gappers that we have today, AKTS 200%, Barnes and Noble 90%, SYTA 63%, pretty decent. So I think we could see something today. On so SYTA, I'm going to want to look at the clear out of these highs and getting a push into this territory here where we clear out. So anyone holding short in this area could be potentially squeezed out up until about $5 here. So I just want to put a level. Looks like I already have a level here. So looks like I traded this before. Yeah, looks like I traded this before. So $5 is going to be the level I'm looking for to break on SYTA. And then if we can break into that territory where we have this nice gap, we could have little resistance kind of moving up because it's a low volume and there's not any serious consolidation. There's not any area where there was support where it's going to now act as resistance. And the volume kind of confirms the fact. So if there's no volume, there's no areas where there's traders stuck either long looking to get out or short who are want to add to their position from a higher point, at least in here. So I'm not sure how high it's going to go. I honestly will be happy with just a break of 5. If we start to get into 6, 7, and 8, then then it's going to be risk on for sure. It really depends how strong this stock is going to be and if all the eyes are going to be on this stock or not. Let's see here. Anything else? I mean, AKTS is not terrible, but it does have a large float, so I'm not sure how much higher it can go. But we have been seeing these massive moves in these penny stocks, and the daily chart, doesn't look terrible. We are kind of forming a bear trap on the larger time frame. Bear trap, we're dipping down, breaking support, and then now shorts are starting to cover here as it's moving back up, and once we start to break 50, 60, and 70 cents, any shorts that are holding in this area, they're going to start to stop out for break even if they didn't take profits. So previous support is now going to be resistance here at around 50. So if we can break back over 50, 51, then we're going to want to look for the break of this next pivot here at 63, and then 80. And hopefully up in this area, shorts will be fueling this move back up. Maybe we can move up to 1. And then if we're really strong, we can move up to 118. So I really like, actually I really like AKTS because of the structure of this daily chart. So it's sort of like that bear trap. And shorts could be fueling the move up to $1. And again, we have been seeing the theme of these penny stocks going crazy the past week and a half. So this is definitely going to be one of the main ones here on watch. Even though it does have a large float, but because it's such a cheap stock, I think it will offset the larger float because we'll be able to churn a lot of shares. FFIE, for example, I think we traded like 1.5 billion shares. 1.5 billion shares is like 10x. Is like 10x the float of a 98 or 100 million share float. So that's still like turning a float 10 times is still pretty massive. So if we can trade a billion shares or more in AKTS, this could definitely be pretty decent. And it'll definitely allow you to take some serious share size too. I also like SYTA. So SYTA and AKTS are going to be the main ones I have here on watch. Anything else you guys like? I know you guys liked Barnes & Noble. I don't know. Something is, kind of off here for me on Barnes & Noble. The volume is kind of light. Actually, I guess maybe not. We do have 100,000, 200,000 shares, but it is $1 a share stock. Trading higher after continued volatility. Greenhaven last week said it continues to explore a possible transaction with the company. So I guess a possible, deal or something, or possible contract with Greenhaven. So we're up from 30 cents to $1. Maybe. I think maybe we could see some continuation. We're starting to get into a territory here on the daily of these this previous topping tail at 127. So we can break over 127. Then we have a decent leg here up to 226 because we had this massive flush here. So we can start to reclaim some of that. Maybe we'll see 226. I'm surprised this stock is so cheap. I mean, everybody knows Barnes & Noble. Look how much has sold off, man, since 2022. I guess people are not buying books. We sold off so much. I think it's possible we may get a serious bounce, maybe up to like 2 or 3. Maybe not in one day, but over the course of a few days. The daily chart's looking like we have a serious bounce. That's crazy. I mean, I go to Barnes & Noble every now and then. You can't really... There's something about reading a paperback book or a hardcover book that just can't replace... You can't replace that experience with reading it on a screen or on like a Kindle. Something about a paperback book, just... I don't know. I think it's going to be very hard to replace books. books have been around for so long. I think if books are being replaced already, I think they would already be replaced. But you can't go wrong with just like a nice book, classic paperback or hardcover book. But I guess sales are in the dumps. Barnes & Noble looks like Education Arm. The Education Arm. I think All Know went private. I think the Barnes & Noble we all know went. Okay, so it's the Education Arm, so it's actually not the store. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, it does say Barnes & Noble Education. I'm not sure what the Education Arm does. SYTA and BZFD definitely both more potential so far. Both holding close to highest or possible breakthrough high after open. Let's take a look at BZFD. All right, BZFD. BuzzFeed. So BuzzFeed's up on Vivek Ramaswamy, takes a 7.7% stake. Not terrible. So, it could be on watch here. Maybe a little bit larger float, but it could be in play. So I'll keep that one on the side chart. All right, we're getting close here to the open. So we got Barnes & Noble, MGOL, AKTS, BZFD, and SYTA all on my side chart. Which one will be the winner is the question here coming into the open. Again, I only like to be trading the winner of the day. Don't want to be trading anything that is not in the limelight. So as you guys are tuning out and focusing on your trading for the day, hit that thumbs up button for me on the way out. Also consider subscribing if you're new. You guys can let's see here. Barnes & Noble is a contract operator for physical and virtual bookstores for college and university campuses. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Thanks for that that fact there for that Barnes & Noble. PNED. Yeah, so I think I'm going to focus here on AKTS at the open, since we look primed here for maybe a break over 45, 46, 47, and then I'll keep everything else on a close eye here. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys get dialed in and get some nice green for today. Stay calm, cool, and collected, and wait for those quality setups to come to you. And market seems to be kind of warm, so maybe take advantage of this. If you do see a solid setup, maybe push it a little bit on the share size if you're looking to increase your size. So good luck, stay calm, cool, and collected, and I'll catch you guys in the recap. All right, good luck, peace.